Well, you know, as we sit here, let's remember the spirit of the season, okay? Let's take a few minutes and just kind of reflect on, you know, the beauty and the meaning of what Christmas is all about. I mean, seriously, it's a wonderful time of year, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Hanukkah, whatever your beliefs take you to. The fact of the matter is you have beliefs, and for that, you know, we have a lot to be thankful for. So, you know, just keep that in mind. And as I look out, and I you know, I have so much to be thankful for. And you know, when I look upon all the people in this room, and you're a smattering, but you're a very important part of all the people who have made this company what it is. And we have gone through some really tough times, and we are very strong. We're very fortunate, and for that, I'm really grateful. I just, you know, I pinch myself every day that I have work to go to, that we have good work to go to, and we have great people to work with, and that's just, you know, that's just a little bit of reflection I have in a way, you know, it grabs me. Then on the other side, you know, for what you guys all do, be involved. Now there's Bob. There was a great movie, What About Bob? Okay? What did you say about Bob? You know, listen, I did a little checkup.
If you spell it backwards, you still get Bob.
January 24th, 1995. Wow. Bob came to work here. It was probably about first of the year that Bob had been shepherded into my office by Patricia, who met him in a bar. And said, you know, gee, Greg, you know, there's this guy, I don't know what he does.
Boy, does he drink well.
But you might want to talk to him. Those were exact words, you know? So I said, what the hell? A cartoon balloon saying, what the fuck? You know? Listen, you know,
what's the worst that happened?
I'm always up for a gag, you know? So this guy comes in, and he's nowly dressed, 51 years old. Now, I've never had a meaningful
that was a while ago.
interchange with anybody who's 51. I was like, God, this guy's older than dirt. And he's looking for a job. What do you do? I said, well, you know, I was in the Marines. I was a combat illustrator. I said, combat illustrator? Construction, drafting. Good, we got a marriage here, you know? And it was like, okay, well, you know, let's see what comes out of this, you know? I have no idea. I'm gonna run with it. I'm a sport. You know, there's probably not a one of you here that I haven't probably run with it sometimes. And you're probably running with it, putting up with my shit too, you know? So, you know, life is all about give and take. And so Bob showed up 15 years ago, 11 months, 26 days. And what I can say is, Bob, you son of a gun. You couldn't make 16 years? What are you? Got weak knees or what? You know, jeez. Okay, so, all right, you know, reflecting back, Bob's job, kind of drawing some cartoons of Oak's basement and illustrations. It's like, wow, that's, you know, that's pretty cool. And then as I got busier and more distracted, slowly, you know, hey Bob, you think you could kind of, let's work on an estimate for this, and the way that I always do, I kind of dump more and more and more on the people around me, which there's nobody at this front table doesn't know that story very well, including my bride. Everybody here knows that, you know, because I never finish a goddamn thing, but I'm really good at getting shit started. Anyhow, you know,
Really?
it's all about the details. So Bob kind of turned this cartoon gig into a position of great responsibility. Along with that, growth has been a huge development in his humility and his forbearance. His demeanor is just, you know, it's just, somehow you've survived it all. And as I put my hand on his shoulder, I'm reminded very subtly of the fact that just recently Bob has taken a break.
Nobody knew that.
Well, we did.
Jerry?
Yeah, we all are.
So, you know, Bob, I want to thank you for 15 years, 11 months, and 26 days of hard-earned service. You know, I mean, honest to God, you've been, you're going to be a hard act to follow. I know that I've listened to you over the past month, 3 weeks or whatever it's been, probably half of them, very long, is what it takes to impart into Jeff. The wisdom that you acquired over the preceding, you know, 15 years, 11 months, 26 days. You know, you've done a wonderful job, and I say to you, Diana, when you look at Jeff, remember his cute, boyish looks, his look of innocence. Remember his kind demeanor, because Bob was like that when he came. Really. Know what you're getting into, okay? You know, but Bob, we love you. We love you. We hate you. We love you. It's on again, off again. And the good news is you're going to be gone but not forgotten, and you're going to be wirelessly connected at the hip to Eden Norris's son. And if we don't like you, we're going to repossess your goddamn motor. There. Right? Pissing somebody off that way. There. Bob, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you. There you go.
Well, you wanted to say something.
The question is,
You want me to get up and talk to
do
you?
I want you to say something? What, do I look freaking stupid?
Really want me to say something?
You think I look stupid?
No, but you find me humorous.
Like funny?
Fine. Here we go.
No, don't get me going, Bob.
You don't want to do that.
Don't get him going.
Do
You're
not
right.
get me going. Do not.
You're right.
Don't get me
Love
going.
you, Bob.
Tom, you had something to say? You had a little
Well,
story.
I remember Bob when he showed up the first day. It was cold, and he had that beat the shit
Stand
Ford
up,
Tampo.
stand up, sir. Stand up, sir.
Remember that?
I want to hear you.
Bob had a beat the crap Ford Tampo black
Yes.
that had been washed so many times there wasn't a whole lot of black left on it. With duct tape holding the mirrors on.
I was poor.
Oh yeah. But you were rich in spirit, so you know. Yeah. So he shows up and we're working at Cokes, and it was very, very cold out. And you showed up and you walked around. Nobody paid any attention to you because nobody knew who the hell you were. You know, that's back in the days when you were just a sweet young man. You know, everybody loved you.
You're on right now.
But unfortunately, you've turned into a grumpy old guinea. Drives a very nice car, dresses very well. But I can say I knew you back in the days when you were a sweet man. Not too many people can say that. Hustling vinyl siding for Capizzi. But anyway, I really appreciate all you've done for all of us. You know, Gary, your boyfriend. Yeah. Being in the over 60 crowd, you do your best work, I know, before 7 in the morning. So, you know, nobody wants to bother you before 7. You have your little movements, and you have a cup of coffee, and read the paper, and, you know. Nobody wants to see what you're doing in there, but
Don't talk about that.
that's it. I don't want to say too much because
Please, you already have.
Kenny, I know he's your best friend.
Well, we're okay now.
You have used adjectives with Kenny's name in it.
I know, but
Adjectives most people have never heard of before, and in the format you used them, people have never heard of before.
did you tell him what I used to call you? Did you tell him?
I really, Bob,
No, tell me. I'd love to hear.
out of my mouth, I couldn't say it.
Tell you what, Kenny,
I couldn't say it.
tomorrow you come in the office,
I read it down for
and
you.
I have a film slip. Maybe you've seen it. It's Bert and Ernie. And they're doing a thing from the movie Casino. With, what's his name, Robert? De Niro and Joe Pesci.
Joe Fitch, yeah.
You want to come and see it. Then you'll know.
You're right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Bob.
You have to now.
I don't know.
Pinot Noir, yeah.
We're all gonna need to come.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We were all gonna chip in and buy you a shark skin suit, but
No,
make it with that-
and no
size.
blame, see, no blame. I don't even wear St. Christopher or the Blessed Mother or nothing.
Can you get shark skin
But
suspended?
now I have a bacon
Oh, thanks.
t-shirt.
Can I get your glass of red wine tonight? Cabernet Sauvignon.